Hi friends, and welcome to the Sami Cone Show. The new year is just beginning, so today I'm sharing practical tips and asking the questions you want to know to set you up for success this year. We're starting by helping you revamp and rethink your morning routine. Then we'll help make sense of the Enneagram and explain how you are more than just a number. We'll also look at the importance of setting aside some me time with a personal planning retreat. Finally, we rethink yoga with a Christ-centered experience focused on replacing words like hustle, heavy, and hard with more opportunity for healing and health. So put on some comfy clothes and clear your mind because we're about to make sure you have your best year ever.
From the News Channel 5 Network, this is the Sami Cone Show, sponsored by Soundwaves at Gaylord Opryland.
The new year is the perfect time to revamp and reassess your routine. Now, it may seem daunting to think about changing everything about your physical, mental, spiritual, emotional day, but if you focus on one simple thing, I guarantee your day will be better off for it, and that's your morning routine. Now, experts agree that if you start your morning well, chances are your day is going to be more productive, more joyful, and just full of more abundance. And so I'm here to show you some healthy things you can do to revamp your morning routine. Now, you don't have to do exactly what I do, but I hope it will challenge you to think about why you do what you do, and you can take some of these really practical tips and begin implementing them immediately. So what I want you to do is start out with some quiet time. Now, that's going to look different for everyone, but what I mean by that is taking some time to pray, to journal, maybe read, or just sit and meditate. These are some of my favorite journals here. You can tell the ones that I use the most because they're held together with Glad press and seal. Yes. So just take some time for whatever you need to do to center yourself in the morning, and it helps you start your day off right. Now, the second thing that I do, stay with me here, is called oil pulling. I take some coconut oil and I keep it in a little mason jar in my bathroom, and I just take about a tablespoonful, and I hold it in my mouth while I'm doing my quiet time. Now, you can do this from anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes, but it helps not only clean your mouth, keep your teeth healthy, but I believe it just extracts all those impurities from your mouth. You spit it out when you're done. And then you're going to move on to my third tip. Now, you also see some of these essential oils here too. I always tell people I don't think oils are a cure-all for everything, but I certainly think they're a big help to add into your overall routine. So I've got some of these roller balls from my favorite Thistle Farms that I use. I've got a diffuser here. So whatever is a scent that smells good to you, feels good to you, just incorporate that into your routine. Okay, so after we oil pull, we've done our oils, I want you to drink a nice warm beverage. Yes, a la Sheldon. So what does that mean? This goes back to my Jewish grandmother who would always start her day off with hot water and lemon. And so I have a friend that gave me this electric tea kettle so I can even keep this in my room. I don't even have to go downstairs. But I want you to heat up some hot water in a nice tall glass. I just take the juice of half a lemon and then I add some aloe vera juice to it as well. And I'll take about 2 ounces, and this is my morning cocktail. I cannot tell you what it does to just start me off right. It cleanses everything, but it just creates a great palate for my day. I also love green tea. Try to do it without any sweetener. This is my favorite from Trader Joe's, but really just something that will, again, get everything moving in your body. The final thing I want you to do is to stretch and breathe deeply. We sometimes underestimate the power of taking a deep breath, and so we're going to be talking more about some yoga poses that you can do, but really just starting your day by breathing deeply. There's 3 poses I do every morning. I just do a deep breath here, a tree pose, and a warrior pose, and it just helps me feel like I can take on anything that comes my way in the day. There's lots of cheap bands and things that you can do as well to help you if you're not very flexible yet, but that's going to change in the new year, I know. So whatever it is that you do, please don't just roll out of bed and go. Start your day with intentionality, incorporate some of these practices, and think about what's most meaningful for you. Envision that. Speak it out into the universe, and you're going to have a great day no matter where you are and no matter what you do. Sammy's savings tip for today is to review your subscriptions, passwords, and policies. The new year is a great time to review everything you've signed up for, from insurance to magazines. Make sure you're not paying for something you're not using and take this opportunity to negotiate a new rate. It's also important to change your passwords regularly so you don't get caught up in a case of identity theft, which could cost you time and money. Today we're going to be talking about something that if you've been living in Nashville for any length of time, you've most likely heard of, and that's the Enneagram. I'm here with Evan Barbie, my guest for today, who is an Enneagram coach, and dare I say expert? Am I allowed to say that?
No, word, okay. But I'm a huge fan.
I'll use it because I think it's so interesting that the Enneagram today is something that so many people are talking about, but there's so many misconceptions about it as well. So can you just help us break it down? What is the Enneagram actually?
The Enneagram is a very, very old tradition. Mm-hmm. They think it dates back to the 4th or 5th century.
Wow.
So it's really ancient.
Okay.
Today, it's kind of a really brilliant psychological system that teaches 9 different stances for the ways that we meet our lives that are very much related to kind of the developmental years from our childhood.
Interesting. And I think I'm glad you said that too, because I've taken a few tests. I'm not going to say what I am because I'm not sure yet, but I realized that what I first thought I was actually more of what my dad I think would have been, which is who I tried to be most of my life. And then when I listened to The Road Back to You, which is a book you've I think recommended before, yep. It talks about who we are as children in that, and that's when I started to recognize more of that. So how do you get into realizing what number you are?
Well, let me just dispel the first myth, which is no one can type you.
Okay.
It's not about kind of external behavioral tendencies.
Okay.
It's really about what's happening on the inside, which you said beautifully. So this is very much a personal experience, and it's about really paying attention to what's happening inside of you and how you meet the moment from there.
Why do you think it is that we keep hearing about it? Why is it, you said it's been around forever, why now is it all the rage, or at least it seems like it to me?
So there have been kind of like different moments throughout history that it kind of came to the forefront, but it's really, I think, taken off because since the fairly recent advent of neuroscience, we understand the brain better. So it's really only been in the last decade that there has been kind of evidence to validate the system from a scientific perspective.
Okay. So can I just ask, why do people keep trying to label me? Why am I walking up to people and be like, oh, you're a 3? Like, what is that? Why is the need to do that?
I think that this system is so accurate and so exciting because it helps you understand your life from a different perspective. I always say it kind of helps you rewind the tape of your life and puts it in a grid that's workable. I think people get really excited about that, and then they want to share it with everyone else.
Okay.
So it's kind of, I think, just a habit that develops when we get excited.
Yeah, and I think I have one of those personalities where I hear something and I dig into it and I go crazy, and then it overwhelms me, so I pull back and I meet some of those people that are trying to type me or won't talk to me unless I tell them my type, and I go like this. So where do we make this part of our practical everyday lives?
I think really applying it to yourself first.
Okay.
My joke in Nashville is that everybody reads a book and then writes one. And we kind of skip over the really necessary part of kind of seeing how these patterns and tendencies show up in our own kind of day-to-day life.
That's wise,
so really
Evan.
Keep it close to home.
Yeah.
This is for your growth and development first.
What else are we getting wrong about the Enneagram? Are there some other
There's
we
so
only
many
have
things.
a short show, so anything else that you feel like someone that maybe hasn't heard about it? What are some other myths or things we're doing wrong?
I'm a little bit of a purist with this system, so I really say learn from a reputable source. And I kind of tend to stick with the 2 top training schools, which is the Institute New York and then the Narrative Enneagram. Enneagram Worldwide is their website, and I did my formal training with them.
And you have an event coming up as well where people can go to learn more, right?
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
I'm bringing Peter O'Hanrahan, who's one of the most veteran teachers in the field. He's got 40 plus years of experience, and he's coming in January 17th and 18th to teach on the Enneagram in relationship. and that's going to be at Scarrett Bennett.
And that's, I would love to do a whole show on just what does this mean once you figure out your own number, maybe your spouse's, friends, how does that look in relationship?
Absolutely.
We don't have a ton of time today. Tell people how they can find you and learn more about what you do.
Best way is on my website, which is just evanbarbie.com. And my Instagram handle is the same, @EvanBarbie, and I love to kind of hear from people. I teach quite a bit regularly in town.
Great.
So,
Evan,
I'm around.
thank you so much.
Of
Thank you
course.
for clearing up some of those misconceptions, I think encouraging us to learn more. Make sure you check out Evan Barbie on Instagram and check out the event she mentioned as well. Thank you, Evan.
Thanks, Sammy.
I just have so much more in my head now. You can't know if you've met your goals at the end of the year if you've never set any in the first place. As women, sometimes we forsake me time, but that's going to change today. I am joined by a fellow wife, mom, entrepreneur, Nicole DiGiacobi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I think this is a really important topic that we're talking about, the idea of a personal planning retreat. And I think it's foreign to so many people, but it's so important to me.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about why planning, especially at the beginning of the year, is so important to how the rest of your year goes.
Well, I feel like you can easily get off track with all the things we have going on in our lives, especially being a mom and trying to run a business. There's just so many different things going on that it's important to constantly take a step back and really strategize and think of your goals and make sure that every step you're taking is getting you to that point.
Love it.
So the new year, what better time to do that?
Exactly. And I talk about a personal planning retreat a lot, and people are like, what does that mean? And for me, it's sometimes as simple as going away to a hotel here in Nashville.
Absolutely.
Just for 24 hours even, just to get away.
Oh yeah.
And remove yourself from the day-to-day.
Definitely. We do that as a family, actually.
Okay.
So if I ever feel like I'm just getting overwhelmed or stressed or we're not really connecting as a family, I'm like, that's it. We're going to Opryland and we're doing a staycation for like 1 or 2 nights. And it really just helps bring the family back together. And, you know, it doesn't even have to be expensive. I know you're big on affordable travel.
Absolutely.
And we use our American Express card, and it's a Marriott hotel. So
A lot of people don't know you can use your Marriott points to stay there. And it doesn't have to be a whole, like, business proposition, whether it's your family or yourself. I got this at Target for $3 in the dollar bin. It's just, I'll take every month of the year, spread it out on the bed, and sometimes it's just putting down what are the big events that you have coming up. We do it as a family too. We'll look at our calendar from last year. We'll pull out the calendar. I do something every year with my family where we take a piece of paper and we write the current year on the front and then the on the back, and just what do we want to be known for? What are the words that you want to describe our family? But you're going a step further. You're doing a girlfriend's getaway coming up.
Yes.
And what does that look like?
So I feel like the people that you surround yourself with are a huge important aspect of reaching and achieving your goals. And part of getting together with a bunch of girlfriends and laying out all of the goals that you have, those people are helping encourage you and support you, and just knowing you have that support is so important, and it also is going to hold you accountable, and that accountability is everything.
Absolutely. And you can be, like I said, here you're actually going away to do that.
Yes, we're going to Denver in a couple weeks.
To the Gaylord property?
Yes.
To Gaylord Rockies.
Yes,
so fun. Well, and I think, with sound, you mentioned sound waves with your family. People don't always think of sound waves as somewhere as an adults only or with a girlfriend's getaway, but
it is. It's amazing. It's this luxury water park. My husband went down the water slide like 3 times and was like, that was the best water slide I've ever been down. And I'm like, oh, you're such a kid, but it's amazing. There's so much to do. Sound Waves is incredible, and it would be the perfect place to have a girlfriend's getaway.
Yeah, they have these cabanas that you can rent. So whether you're trying to make it kind of all fun and some work, or all work and then some fun, there's the adult-only pool and bar. Did you hear about the Nashville with a Splash that they're doing?
Oh yes, the end of the month.
Yeah, January 24th through 26th. They're going to be doing the Crowd Surf for a Cause. I'm actually going to be participating in that celebrity event. It's going to benefit the store, and I mean, I think prices start at like $398. for food samplings, drinks, the events.
You cannot beat it.
It's really great. And so something like that, if you wanted to get away as a couple, as well.
Oh, absolutely,
right?
definitely, and that's important too, to make sure that with everything going on, that you're also making time for your spouse or any relationship you have. So.
Yeah, we've talked about a lot of things today. If someone is just overwhelmed, thinking I can't start all that now, what's one thing that you would want them to remember?
First, take a look at the things that you have in your life that you're grateful for. Gratitude is everything, and so is also shifting your perspective on things. So taking a look at the things you're grateful for, and also then writing down the things that you want for that year. I'm huge on visual planners, so I make sure I have a planner, I highlight things, and it just, having that organization keeps me more focused on reaching the further, bigger goals.
Yeah, thank you so much. Where can people find you if they want to learn more about you?
I am on Instagram at the DG Girls, and then also my website is NicoleDG.com.
Great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
We'll link to Nicole's website. Also, if you want to book your own Soundwaves staycation, you can go to soundwavesgo.com. Thank you so much. We hope this brings you all success in the new year.
Thank you.
Yoga may have been around for centuries, but it still brings up tons of questions, and that's why I brought one of my favorite yoga girls and founder of Abundant Yoga, Kalia Anderson. Welcome to the show. I have so much I want to talk to you about, but let's kind of break it down. You at Abundant Yoga have a Christ-centered yoga experience. Can you talk to us about that before we get into the practice? Because I know as someone that loves Jesus, I sometimes feel torn between, am I doing something that's against my religion, or talk to me about that.
Sure. There are so many misconceptions and misunderstandings. The first thing I usually speak to is that yoga was around long before Hinduism. So people usually say, like, is this a Hindu practice? And I say, no, it is movement. So, and then people often ask me, what's the difference in what you do at Abundant Yoga? And I say, everything is centered around the Word. So we have either a scripture or a message that the class is built around. We have movement, and then we have prayer. So that makes it different.
And God is the author of everything, so everything you do unto the Lord. Okay, well, we're going to continue to talk, but I want to do some poses, some practice. I know I, for one, have thought of so many excuses why not to do yoga. I'm not flexible enough, ranging to I don't get to talk for an hour, which can be troublesome. So where would we start? We've got a lot of things down here. Talk to us about that.
So we have lots of props. And it could easily be something from your home. Blanket, pillow from your couch. The first thing we would start with is no shoes and the hair tied back. So you could move. We have blankets on our mats because many times beginners are going to start on your knees. So if you'll join me on your knees. The blanket's going to support the knees. You don't have to have the blanket, but it is helpful. And so maybe we might start in a simple tabletop position. We would start with fluid movement for the spine. So we'd spread the fingers wide, we'd root into the mat, and let our breath guide our movement. So we would take an inhale and look up, perhaps, and arch the spine. And then we'd take an exhale and round like an angry cat and push the floor away and scoop the belly up. And then let that movement and breath be linked together. So inhale, drop, and look up. Exhale, scoop, and press away. And this might start to take different forms as we perhaps come to the center line and take it to the right and look over your right shoulder and see your right foot and take this lateral movement and then through the midline and look over the left shoulder.
And just those simple movement, I mean, I don't know if it's good or embarrassing that my back is cracking.
No, it's good. I always say a good yoga class would save you a trip to the chiropractor.
Perfect. Okay, good.
So we can maybe stretch the left leg out behind us and begin to work balance, reaching the right hand.
Sure, Kalia, we can work balance.
Yeah, and so the core muscles have to engage. The hips have to engage.
Now see, the athlete in me, it's like, I got to keep up with her, but it's not a competition, right?
Not a competition. It's a place to really work out the tightness and then to also reflect. So maybe we change sides. The left arm's forward, the right leg's back. And this movement can become even more fluid. So if you want to drop your left hand and leave your right leg in the air, we can inhale and reach the toes back, and exhale, pull the knee outside the elbow, and start to move the hip. Reach across the midline, look over the left shoulder and see your foot. Exhale, pull it right back outside the elbow. So not a competition, not a place to compete or compare, because there's so many of us do.
Yeah.
But really a place to notice in your body. I often say, like, the yoga is a metaphor. What happens on your mat's a metaphor for your life. So where on the mat do you feel tight? Do you feel tense? Do you feel resistance? And then ask yourself, like, where in my life am I hustling, or I'm performing, or I'm striving? And where can I just, like, let go and let God? Or where could I be still and know that He's in control?
Well, and you know, I've been to your studio and I love it. You have a Be Still class, and the things where all fears coming into yoga, I felt like it almost is counteractive to that. Tell us about those types of classes.
Sure, and that's intentional. We the reason it's named Abundant Yoga is because it's abundant.
Yeah.
And we try to make it an environment that's inclusive, to say lots of prop use, lots of opportunity for you to hit your knees and pray, slow your breath, and just really notice. Much of our life is let's go, 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 go. Let's get it all done. Let's check all the boxes, and then go to bed and get up and do it the next day. Let's hustle. And so I just for 2020, I've been trying to say to my staff and my community, like, let's less hustle and more healing. I love it. Less striving and more being still.
Yeah. And you have a theme every month. Your theme this month is simple. Tell us before we run out of time, tell us about the specials that you have for the studio this month, especially for newcomers.
So for newcomers in the new year, we're doing 40 days for $40. So yoga for $1 a day, pretty good. We also are going to extend to the Sami Cone viewers. If you come to the studio and say that you saw us here, you can have your first class free. So come and try it.
And where can people find the studio?
The studio is on the corner of Franklin Road and Moore's Lane, right at the line of Brentwood and Franklin. It's Abundant Yoga Studio. You can find us at abundantyoga.com, and then our handle is @AbundantYoga.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you all will take advantage of this offer and just try something new for the new year, whether it's practicing for the first time or going deeper. I really think you're going to benefit from it. Hope to see you at Abundant Yoga soon. Before I go, I need you to know to seek and ask. In the Bible, Matthew 7:7-8 says, "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened." As you consider what you want out of this new year, I encourage you to actively seek out what it is you want to accomplish and who can help you to get there. Going to the next level can be as simple as reaching out to someone you've admired from afar and asking if they would be willing to mentor you. Don't miss an opportunity because you didn't dream big enough or plan well enough. You'll never know until you seek, ask, and knock. I want to thank all my guests for being here today to help us start our year successfully. Most of all, thanks to each of you who continue to invite me into your lives. Have a great day. Make sure you make it great. And do not wait to tell someone you love how you feel about them. Bye, friends.